Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN podcast. This is podcast number 104. We got another great one for you today. I'm going to go first to my cohorts as always, starting off with my man, Steph. Steph, how you doing today, bro?
I kind of missed being, in the podcast. It's been a minute. We all have different schedules, so I'm totally excited. Let's do it.
Facts. It's great to have you back, Steph. Also joined by Christian. Christian, how you doing today, dude?
Yeah, what's good, Steph? Welcome back, Steph. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm feeling good, grinding out. Basically, I feel like the attitude a couple weeks ago was just like, get to the break alive, accomplish that, feeling good. So, yeah, we got to the break. We did it. Good to go. No Pelinha broken arm. We're good to go.
Facts. Guy must have had, remember on side note, sorry, remember on Harry Potter, anybody that watched when Harry breaks his arm and then they do the spell and then it's swimby? That's basically what happened. Also joined by Sam. Sam, how you doing today, dude?
Bro, I'm tired. I'm currently on day 9 out of 11 in a row at work. And just for reference, I worked the Saturday before the game, and during half time went to cook something, and I accidentally spilt hot oil from the pan onto my foot. So I'm a bit injured at the moment. But a few burns there, but I'm all right. But yeah, other than that, Steph, welcome back. But, it is what it is.
That's a pathetic story, Sam.
I
I'm
know.
just kidding.
This sounds very pathetic. Yeah?
Right, it was the most painful experience of my entire life.
I bet, to be fair.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we're also joined by the self-proclaimed Maria Jose Valero, wannabe at least. We're of course joined by by Beatriz Colaco. Beatriz, how are you today?
Thank you so much for having me. This is a huge honor to be a part of an episode, and I think this is going to be great.
Facts. No, thank you for coming on. It's an honor having you on, first and foremost. All right, let's get straight into the Twitter questions. Let me just throw this up here. Sam, by the way, because I was watching the last podcast, all you have to do is share the screen, dude.
I was fully looking for it for such a long time, and I just had no idea. Okay, well, remembered for next time.
I'm just kidding, by the way. So first question comes in from our boy Johnny Signero, a.k.a. New York's finest. He's asking, what's good with these Betu from Portuguese rumors? Sam, I'll pass this one off to you first. Any news?
They're Abala rumors first.
Oh, so not true.
I mean, yeah, I don't think it's true, but I think it's one of those where it's like that definitely sounds like an Amorim sort of signing to me, and like he's done well so far in getting players in. So like at the moment, especially as like the signings we've made, I can't complain if he wants to bring another one in. I mean, I'll support them, but it's all about proving it on the field. If it is a case, I know your boy Danny is apparently going to Porto. But what's his name?
I don't want to talk. No, he's dead to me. What's his name is right. He's dead to me.
the Portuguese midfielder, isn't right, Danny?
We got a fee. Yeah. Was there a fee in that rumor from today? I didn't get to see it yet.
I haven't seen anything yet.
No. Not a fee yet. It is just a rumor at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. Next question comes in from our guy Nuno Gabriel at Cati Valence. He asks, thoughts about Inácio's performance overall, aside from scoring the goal. Looks solid as usual, especially considering that technically he was filling Seba's shoes since Neto was in his usual position. Beatriz, I'm going to pass that one off to you. What were your thoughts on Inácio's overall position?
I think Inácio has proved himself to be a good player, essential player, and he has proved that he can fit well with the defense. And now that he has been put on Coates' shoes, he filled them perfectly on the defense side and even on the offense, because he actually made what Coates has been doing in the last games and actually scored the winning goal. So I think it was a great game for him and a great time for him to show what is worth behind all the defense lines and without Coates that has been a really good support system in the whole team, as a great captain overall.
No, yeah, well said. Perfect. I agree, 1,000%. Next question, same from Nuno Gabriel as well. Your thoughts on the first goal being disallowed? I don't think I saw any replay that showed the ball clearly crossing the sidelines, unless I missed it. I'm gonna leave that because I know we'll probably bring that up towards when we talk more about the game. But shout out to you, Nuno. Even by the way, side note, Nuno actually caught up to all of our podcasts, which is unreal. I bow down to you, sir.
Amazing.
I bow down to you, sir. Next question comes in from Marco Veloso at Marco Veloso 25. He asks why Giovanni Cabral is not playing more time, especially this weekend. He could had more playing time. I really liked Daniel Bragança. Good game. We are so close to the title. We almost need at least 7 more wins. It's true. We do need 7 more wins. Christian or Steph, I'll pass this one off to you. What were your thoughts on Giovanni Cabral?
I think it's got to be a question of performance in throughout the week, because Ruben Amorim he gives a lot of attention to detail with what the players do throughout the week, and then he gives them the benefit of the doubt. If you give them it all in practice, then most likely you will start. And he wants someone on the pitch that is thirsty, that's really, really wants to play 100%. And I don't think Giovanni Cabral is showing that. And maybe it has a lot to do with the renewal of his contract, which was supposed to happen a few months ago, and he didn't yet. It's kind of lingering, and it bothers me too. And even Chris and Sam on the Lot podcast mentioned something very important. Can he do 90 minutes? Everyone is skeptical, because every time he does 90 minutes, he gets injured. So he's one of those players. He's awesome to come off the bench. And I think the maximum he can give it's like a solid 45 minutes. But I don't see him doing 90 minutes. And I hate to be so negative, but ever again. Just because he gets injured so easily. And then we lose him for four games. So that's my take on it.
Agreed. Next question I'm going to ask all of you guys, but it's from our guy Richard Neves at Richard_N7. He says Darius Sugu is 16 playing pro soccer or pro football. What were you doing at 16 years old? My guy was literally was a literal baby when Sporting lost the UEFA Cup, and I feel old. Bia, what were you doing at 16?
At 16, I was starting high school on Lisbon, and I was going alone. And imagine myself at 16 going alone to the big city, since I'm from a little town near Lisbon. If I was nervous just going to get a bus and going to the underground, what a kid. It's still a kid. What does the kid feel to go into a professional world of soccer with all these great players and these huge careers next to him? And I think he did great.
Yeah, I agree. Damn, that's a better 16-year-old story than I was thinking. Sam, can you top that?
Well, for me, I hate to brag, it was only 5 years ago. But at the time, I believe I had just met Steph on the PT Footy podcast. Steph can correct me if wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was around 5 years ago. But other than that, I started my first job at Primark on the weekends, but nowhere close to what that guy's doing, and I'm super jealous. I've got to that age now where people are starting to become like good professional footballers at a young age, and like I know how my dad and my brother always used to say, but now I'm that old. It's not fun.
Steph, how about you, dude?
When I was 16, actually, I just posted on the chat. I was coming to the USA. I was leaving Portugal.
Oh, sick.
I remember clearly, 18th of July, 1989. I was crying because I had all my friends in Portugal, and I didn't want to come to the US. I even told my parents in Portuguese, merda, pá, agora que vou para os Estados Unidos. It was a difficult time. I was at the time in the Escola Secundária de Ilha. I was playing handball for the club, the local club in our hometown, Ilhabum. which they're known for basketball, but they did have a handball team at the time. I even played against Sporting, Porto, Benfica, and we lost each time anyway. But yeah, that was a very sad time of my life, actually. But it worked out pretty good. I'm not complaining.
I was going to say.
It worked out pretty good in the long run. So, yeah, my parents knew better than me. Yep.
How it typically is. Christian, these are actually some great stories, guys.
Yeah, I was a baller myself at 16 still, not at the level that Dadiu made it to. So, yeah, I was playing for my high school team still. I was either sophomore or junior, 16. Playing for the high school team, working at the local grocery store. Nothing crazy. No professional debuts anywhere in sight.
Yeah, I was coming off the bench from my high school team, working at Canadian Tire. Shout out Canadian Tire. Next question from our good friend Lauren at Lauren Yano. One sec. She asks, maximum points for March, still unbeaten, still 10 points clear, 10 big finals to go. Just keep focusing on ourselves. April will be huge. Sporting, top of the league. Let's go, Lauren. Again, from Nuno Gabriel, a question for Beatriz. How did you find Sporting160EN and started following it?
So it may be a little strange since I'm Portuguese. I live in Portugal. I speak primarily Portuguese. And here I am talking Sporting in English. It may be strange, but I actually already followed the account for some years. And when I entered my now master's, the classes are at night. So I would leave my class, go on Twitter, and then some dudes were speaking Sporting at this time. Oh, okay, let's check it out. So it started a ritual where you guys kept me company every night since I finished classes late. So I worked all night long. So I'm in Portugal, but on like New York time zone. And I would chat with you guys, I would interact, and it would be a company for me and a way to keep up with Sporting, not on the normal time.
That's a real Portuguese right there, you know.
Honestly, that is a similar story to Lauren. I feel like works late too and is always interacting with us when I'm on the account at like 11 o'clock Eastern time, which is like 4 a.m. usually. In Portugal, I'm like, let's go, guys are up, let's get it.
Facts. Next question comes in from our boy Matt Paiva at mpaiva7. He asks, been hearing rumors of Sporting interested in keeping João Mario on a permanent basis for a fee around 9 to 10 million. Do you feel he's warranted that price tag? Too much? Cheaper options? I'm on the fence about it. Beatriz, I'm going to ask you that question as well. What are your thoughts on that?
I think João Mario is a player that has a lot of experience. He has played on the Portuguese league. I think the last game was his 100th game in the Portuguese league. And he has experience outside when he went to Italy. So I think our team is doing so great because beside the young players that we have, we also have players that give this experience and this knowledge and can balance a bit the team. And I think João Mario is starting to be a key player. Not that he has to show himself every game and is not wonderful every game, but is consistent and it can give a backbone to the team. And I think it's essential to have a player with that type of characteristics. I don't know if for 9 million, maybe if we could go down a little bit, but I think he needs to stay.
I actually agree with that too. Yeah, facts. Next question comes in from Filip Jablonski from Poland at Philip J77. He asks, who do you think will be the next starlet to be brought to the first team under Amorim's tutelage? Not counting guys who had already had their chance, Joelson at Edu Quaresma, for example, but totally new acquisitions from either B team or juniors. I'll give that to everybody. I'm going to start. I don't know if Bruno Page is an option because he technically already has had his debut.
Not from Amorim.
Not exactly. That's why I'm going to throw him in because not from Amorim, and we kind of need putting a replacement if he does actually end up breaking something, if that's even possible for him getting injured. Because at this point, who knows? Like, guy's a tank. Yeah, Christian, what do you think? Who do you think?
I mean, it's tough because I feel like honestly, Bruno Page is like so critical to that B team that is like truthfully chasing promotion. All these games are important for them. So like they're not gonna lose him because they played earlier in the day. They're not gonna lose their key rock in the middle for him to come sit on the bench most likely the whole time for the A team. So that's how you kind of end up in a situation where a 16-year-old is actually getting in the game in the first place, I feel like. So yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you guys a trick answer. Luis Felipe. Balling on the B team.
He scored a banging goal.
Amorim is gonna bring him into the team, and he's gonna come off the bench and score he's gonna score in a month off the bench. Come back to this later,
bro. Let's worry about Paulinho scoring before we talk about Luis Felipe scoring. Sam, what about you, dude?
I'm not sure if you remember a few weeks ago when I said that I think it's Everton, I really don't know how to pronounce it. I said he was going to be the next big thing, and then a day later, not even a day later, he got a contract extension out of nowhere. So I'm staying with my boy. He's gonna. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure he's a left back or on that side. Yeah. If Nuno Mendes does go, then slot right in. Obviously, there's the GOAT and Tunes there, so he will have a lot of competition. But I reckon he's next.
Not even Mateus Reis. He hasn't Tunes. 1,000%, bro.
Exactly.
Steph?
There's a couple of players. I don't know if you guys know them. There's a guy called Shikulemba. He's pretty good at defense and also
he's like a center back, right?
Yes, and also Edson Silva. I mean, you have Tomás Silva, you have Nuno Moreira, but those two they caught my eye. I've been watching the B team closely. We in second place. We might not make the cut for the playoffs to be promoted because South Amadora we lost against them 1-0. But let's see. This summer, I believe that Ruben Amorim will test quite a few of these youngsters, and I don't know if you guys picked up on it, but Benfica is kind of in trouble, and it's kind of related to this. I'll link it together, just like in the court of law. Link it together before you get in trouble by the judge. But a lot of the youth at Benfica don't want to renew with Benfica because Jorge Jesus typically doesn't play the youth. So what's going on is we might gain a lot of youth from Benfica coming to Sporting because they see that Ruben Amorim, he does totally the opposite, which is plays the youth. So the parents in Lisbon or in Portugal, they don't really care that their kids play in Sporting or Porto Benfica. They want them to play in a club where they will play, and they'll give them a better chance of showing themselves playing in the first team. And why? More exposure, more the big clubs throughout Europe will see it, and potentially they'll have a big contract. So by Ruben Amorim doing what he did last time, putting the 16-year-old for 5 minutes, which a lot of people, especially our rivals, made fun of it. That was a stroke of genius because it opened doors and he told the whole youth in Portugal, getting for Sporting, you have a better chance than going to Benfica Porto. And let's see this summer. I foresee a few people staying in the A squad and a few people still remaining in the B squad, and we have the luxury of having a B squad and the under 23, which is good.
Very true, very true. Bia, any other person that wasn't mentioned that you think can get a debut under Amorim?
I think you mentioned great players. I like Sam's choice. He's been proving himself, and yeah, I think he was called now to the Sporting B, but he was on sub-21. So this is a player that is building himself. He can show off the potential that he's got on the B team, and maybe Amorim will go get him. But also, Bruno Paz has been with Sporting for more than 10 years, and I think is a Sporting player. He has a heart of gold like Palhinha. I see the same fire in him. So if he would go to the main team, I think that would be just the worth all his work and all his dedication to the club all over the years.
Facts. Next, we have to rate Lauren's predictions. And she said if I didn't bring this up, she would never forgive me. I don't know how well you guys can see this on the screen. Any first-hand thoughts? There's a certain scoreline where I want to get into, but it's not here yet. But she has us beating Moreirense 3-1. She has Porto winning their game. Benfica obviously beating Marítimo. Farense, Braga somehow tying. Passos tying with Benfica down there. What does she have? Us beating Farense, us beating Famalicão.
Yeah, I'm okay with 25 and 26 so far.
28, she has us beating the fake Belenenses 7-0.
Oh,
again,
Lauren, I just want to remember. I just want to again, yeah. No, last time it was 8-1. I think
8-1.
I just want to remind Lauren though. We beat them, but barely, and they could have basically beat us. So I don't know about this 7-0, but I like it anyways. Love the confidence. She has Guimarães stealing points from Porto. What else is here? She has us beating Braga 1-0. You know, listen. I think if that plans out as
sounds
expected,
good to me.
Sounds good. Exactly. Exactly. And last question comes in from our boy Sam _Sam 1906. He asks thoughts on Lens player Mais Crotum that we're linked to. I don't know if anybody here has. What is it? Mais is corn, right? What is it? Am I getting trolled?
Yeah.
Did I get trolled? What is that? What does that mean?
My scrotum.
Fuck you, Sam.
Well, you said it with your chest and everything. He gave it a proper pronunciation.
I was like, my scrotum, bro.
you got you good, buddy.
Dead. Fuck, you got me, bro. I think there's just a few more here somewhere. Just from our guy Ryan SCP at Rye Workplay. He asks, do you guys think Paulinho should start next game or come off the bench? He needs minutes to gain confidence because he's lacking right now. Bia, what do you think about Paulinho?
My relationship with Paulinho, I think it's on the same level that Sam's with TT. I don't really trust Paulinho. I think in Braga he had potential, he showed himself, but I think it was too expensive for his age. And I think that we are bringing so much youth and so much potential from our academy that my relationship with Paulinho is a bit sketchy. So I think he should get a few more minutes because he comes from the injury and he needs more confidence, but slow and steady.
True. And last one, should we keep the new system with 3 midfielders, Bragança, João Mário, and Palhinha? We looked a lot better with the ball and more control in the midfield. Sam, take it away, dude.
I thought we'll get into it, but I thought we did play better with that 3. I think João Mário in that sort of position gets to do a lot more and doesn't have to everything goes through him, which I think is better. But I think we were sort of stuck for options. But I mean, our next game's against Moreirense, and I feel like they'll play a pretty high line and park the bus. But I think we'll have to change it back to what we usually do. But if we can keep it, I'll be happy. But Amorim knows what he's doing regardless.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's the end of our questions. Thanks everybody for sending in the questions. Steph, I'm going to pass it off to you because you got to put our guest through the hot seat.
Okay, you kind of put me on the hot seat.
Oh, my bad. I thought we went over this.
Both on the hot seat.
I know. So Beatriz, how did you become a Sportingista? That's a simple question.
Oh, that in this house, are you a Sporting fan, or you find another house? So it's as much Portuguese that it can be. But my dad's from Sporting. My mom doesn't really give much attention to football, but I was brought up in a Sporting household, not crazy about it. So the green hair is a little bit too much for them, but it was always Sporting and going to the stadium, having that whole culture related to sports and watching football together.
Okay, great. Next question. Your most the most memorable game that you ever watched live at the Estádio Alvalade?
Oh, so many games. I started going actually to the stadium close to the end of 2013, and I started going more regularly 2014-15 season. Then I got my ticket, my game box since 2016 until last year that we had to stop. But maybe one of the most, and sad memory, but one of the most memorable games was against Benfica when Brian just I don't know. I was right on top of that on that goal, and I saw it go up, and my dreams were shattered on the game. It's the worst memory ever, but it's the most memorable one because I was there, and it's such an impactful moment on not only a game but an entire season. That it's like, how do you forget that? I still shake when I think about that game. It's sad, and we had a great season, but it happened.
Yeah, that was 2015-16, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. That's done. That's when Benfica won every single game until the end. Amazingly, I know. Let's. Your most favorite player?
From this season or ever?
It could be both, actually.
Okay. I think ever. I really like. This is not going to be a famous choice, but I really like Francisco Geraldo. I think is very clever. Is more of a tactical player, not a physical one. And I'm sad when I see the team not investing on him, and now he's not on Sporting, but I still believe in a bright future for him. Now I think he's studying to be a coach, and I see that he has a lot of capability in terms of intelligence and tactical to have a great future in that course. And in this season maybe Porro, because how much it made me question my initial judgment. I was really bad to Porro, and I have to say sorry each game I see him play, but it really changed my mind on on overall his presentation.
Okay. You follow modalities? Modalidades?
I try my best, yeah.
What's your favorite one?
I really personally, I like hockey because I used to do classical skating, so I really like, and I have that connection with hockey. I also really like handball. It's a thing that I can get into. My dad used to play basketball, so I'm slowly getting into basketball with Sporting now, having the team with those 2 years. But I think hockey, it needs to be my favorite one.
So your favorite player from King Patins? Giral não conta.
Oh no, that's not fair. That's not fair. I think he's one of the not only Sporting, but one of the most Portuguese players and hockey players now, the goalie of all time. I think he has great capabilities. He's really good player. He has shown himself many times.
Okay, so last question. This one is a tough one. Okay. So now Ruben Amorim is not the coach today. You are the coach. Give me the start 11 against Moreirense, which is on the 3rd or the 4th of April.
Okay, so I need to start with weather. Ada has been a key player. I really like Max, but unfortunately Ada has been so great with his position that sometimes you can't ruin with perfection. So keeping Ada, maybe Coates, Inácio, and Fedal, although Fedal in the game against Santa Clara got me a little troubled with that goal that he conceded. I like, again, the João Mário, Daniel Bragança, and Palhinha option. I think they showed a lot of strength. And what Ruben said in the last press conference, it's more efficient to stop the attacks, and it's a good team to build on the back. And then, what am I missing?
You have Adam, Inácio, Coates, Fedal, João Palhinha, João Mário, and Daniel Bragança. So you're missing the left and the right fullback.
So Porro needs to be there for sure. Maybe I'll say Pedro Gonçalves, Pot, and then Tete. I like Tete too much to leave him behind. And I'm missing one.
Yeah, o lateral esquerdo. É óbvio, não é? O lateral esquerdo. É o nosso menino do momento.
But I don't know if I want to.
There's a couple options.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah.
There's a couple.
We don't know if one's going to be back yet in time because of his illness or not, but he is an option.
I like Antunes very much. I think Antunes has that capability of being a more laid-back player, and he can observe a situation. So maybe Antunes. I think Nunes has had more options, has had more time to play than Antunes.
Antunes, so no Nunes, no?
I need Nunes needs to sit a few games. I think Antunes needs to step up more.
Okay.
Welcome on this pod anytime.
I mean, I must say that Nunes only Real Madrid.
He's going to play 3 straight games. He's going to play 3 straight games for the national team. He's going to be a little tired. He's played all season. Yeah. Give him one game, you know.
That's a good point, actually. That's all I got, guys. Unless you have any questions for Beatriz.
I'll ask one. You mentioned it earlier. What inspired the hair?
So I've been on the arts field for most of my life, and painting my hair was always a dream of mine. And then I started going to the stadium. And when I started painting my hair, it was like, oh, I got these crazy colors. But then I go to the stadium and everything is green. So what's the point of me going to the stadium with other hair without not being green? So I started painting green, and it's been almost 7 years now. So I'm the green crazy lady on the Central. Everyone knows me. Even if they don't talk to me, they know I'm there because my head is really easy to spot. So it's more of a trademark by now than just a curiosity that's way gone.
Fair enough. Sam or Christian, do you guys have any questions?
I was going to ask one. Me and Chris have our fair collection of sporting shirts. I think Chris has got many more than mine. But what's your favorite all-time sporting shirt?
I have my collection. I think it's pretty big. I have between 9 and 10 official shirts. I try to buy one each season since 2012. I have some older, like 2005, 2006. But the one that is my favorite, but I don't have it. I'm still hunting it down. It's the 98 season. I think it's a beauty, and I need to have it.
Fair enough. No, I do like that one as well. Actually, my personal favorite is the purple one, just because it was something we haven't done in a while, and I really missed that shirt actually. But yeah, Chris, did you have a question to ask?
Sure. I'll ask a question about our less sporting related, more general. I know you've been to the United States. I don't know if you've been to Canada or England, but if you have, tell us about your experiences in those places.
So I've been in England and in the United States. I had a trip to Canada, but COVID got the best of me. So I had to cancel that whole road trip. I had a road trip all planned. But certainly when I go there, I think that, especially in America, it's like a dream. Everyone wants to go to America. But when I do go there, I feel so lucky to live in Portugal. I love Portugal even more. It's like an appreciation, a certain appreciation. And in England, it's the weather. It's just the weather. It doesn't compare at all, because California, it's close, but the weather in England it's not the best.
Yeah, and the prices are super high too, Sam.
Yeah.
I mean,
the fucking Oyster card cost me like 43 pounds.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You know what that means? It's like $60 Canadian.
Yeah, I can't lie. It's not great here at all.
Same. In that category, living in Metro NYC area, it's expensive. Everything's expensive.
I mean, it's expensive for me too, especially because I have a Benfiquista wife. So. She spends all my money, so.
Thanks. All right. Is that it? Is Beatriz officially off the hot seat?
She is. Yep.
All right.
Coitada. Let's not, abuse it.
All right. Let's get into the Guimarães game. Sporting, of course, won 1-0 over the weekend. This was the 11 as follows. We had Adan in net with Fadal, Inácio in net with the back line, with Nuno Mendes and Porro at the wing-back positions. We had João Palhinha, João Mário, and Daniel Bragança in the midfield, with Pot and Tiago Tomás up top. Of course, substitutions of Paulinho, Tabata, Dario, Mateus Reis, and Giovanni Cabral. Just a quick little side note. Miguel Luiz is alive and well. Surprise. We did see him feature on the game Saturday. Beatriz, what are your thoughts on this game, and how did you see the 1-0?
Before Beatriz goes, I am dying at Jeffrey's comment, the most recent comment. That is too good, man.
I'm trying to respond to him, to be fair. What, you don't think my quintal is nice, bro? You don't think the quintal's nice, bro? It's not like there's snow or anything anymore.
I feel like that looks like everyone's backyard in Toronto, because I retweeted a pic from someone who sent one in of them watching the game this weekend, and their backyard looked exactly like your backyard. So everyone in Toronto has the same backyard.
The joints were up, and they're being planted over the summer, man. It's too cold now.
It looks like un galinheiro, caralho.
Yo, you guys are offending my dad more than anything, bro. You guys spend time out here. You want me to call Fernando right now? Anyways, Via, what were your thoughts on this game, seeing as everybody decides to roast me today?
I think it was a very good first half, and the second half things got a little more diluted, but it was good to put the new players and the star of the show, the 16-year-old prodigy. But the very first good half on the offensive, very good opportunities to score. And even we got João Mário try to score a really beautiful kick. We had Pot trying, but not that so much luck. But it was overall a good game, and I think better than much of the last ones. More dynamic.
Agreed. How about you, Steph?
Yeah, pretty much the same as Beatriz. I'll piggyback off what she said. The first half we dominated. Guimarães really didn't do much aside from the corner kick, which resulted into the fast break play from the always dangerous Edwards and Adan once again saved the day. And then off the corner kick, we got lucky again, but that's part of the game. But besides that, Guimarães didn't do much at all in the first half. We could have gone to the first half up by 3-0. I can recall some really good chances of goal that we missed. But UTT, João Mario, like Beatriz said, we could have been 3-0 easily, or 3-1. Let's give them a goal because they would have deserved to score once at least. In the second half, since Guimarães, and that's what people don't understand, especially Benfiquistas and Portistas, when Guimarães was losing, they have no choice. They have to attack. So the coach of Guimarães, João Henriques, which is a very good coach, he realized he had to change the tactics, and Guimarães attacked more, which is it's more than normal. You see that in every game. Porto against Portimonense, they struggled to win. Benfica against Braga, even though they won 2-0, Braga was down with 10 players most of the game or the second half, and Braga could have scored. So it happens to every team. But Guimarães did play better in the second half. But surprisingly, the best chances of goal for Guimarães, they were in the first half, not in the second half, because we know how to defend. When we up by 1-0 or even 2-0, it's really hard for teams to score against Sporting. That's why we have the best defense in Portugal, only 11 goals suffered. Overall, we deserve to win. No doubts about that. Much better game, like Beatriz said, than the other two against Tondela and Santa Clara. Sporting, I think they're listening to our coach, which is key for success, and he knows how to motivate them. And the most important game now is El Moreirense, and let's prepare for that game. And, we just need 7 more wins, and we'll be champions of Portugal. But game by game, of course.
Facts. Sam, what are your thoughts, dude?
I thought, much to the surprise of no one, that in the second half we were a lot worse than we have been in the first. I think that's happened quite a few times this season. I don't know what it is. As soon as they get back out after that halftime break, it's like they lose concentration, I think, or they're tired. They played a lot this season. But everyone got on me on Twitter when Thiago Thomas scored that goal. So I was disappointed it was ruled out, but I was also like not disappointed they got ruled out, because everyone was quoting my tweet saying Thiago Thomas would score. But to be fair to the kid, that was probably one of his best games. He was fantastic. I can't fault his performance. He was one of the best players in the pitch. I think Palhinha, for me, was still the best player, but I'll give Thiago Thomas credit where it's due. In terms of Pot, I think he did have a bad game, but I think he also did a few things well. That Thiago Thomas goal, which was ruled out, he got the assist, I believe. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but it was just his finishing really that I thought was poor, and I think after he hit the bar, his confidence went down a bit. But as well, I thought Adan in there when they had that corner and they nearly scored, he sort of like flopped to the floor. I thought that was really questionable, and there were times of this game where I thought Adan was a bit shaky. But in a game without Coates, our captain, I thought it was a good performance. I would have liked to score maybe 2 or 3. But 3 points are 3 points. In terms of the whole game, though, I thought Guimarães played. They didn't have that much to do, like Steph said. They only had that a handful of chances. We dominated possession, but I would like to see us play a bit more comfortable. But like I said, for me, 3 points are 3 points, and we need to step up in the second half in the future, I think.
I agree. I just want to say, if Thiago Tomás did something with that little back heel that he did, dude, I would have you apologizing to Thiago Tomás for at least 40 minutes.
I fully would. That was I literally thought that was like going top corner, and I was like,
I had your ready, bro. I was ready to talk.
So did half of Sporting Twitter when he scored. My phone was blowing up, man.
But I fully understand why Ruben Amorim plays him all the time. He's annoying to defenders. He doesn't give. He's always on top of them, and that's awesome. I love that.
He's like, you know, when you're trying to sleep at night and a mosquito just keeps going by your ear. He's one of those. You know, he's.
I don't know.
Anyways,
in the United States, we don't have that kind of problem.
I mean, in Canada, it's too cold for mosquitoes.
I don't know where you live, bro. Next to chickens, apparently.
Yeah. Hey, man. Gotta get one with the earth, you know? I have a buddy, side note, I have a buddy that's living in Calgary that actually has a whole farm of chickens, and I want to live just like him. But anyways, that's a side note.
Saskatchewan, man.
Saskatchewan. Fuck that. What are your thoughts about this game, Christian?
Yeah, I agree with everyone so far. I guess I'll add that I feel like this formation, if playing 3 at the back with 3 midfielders, the only way that works is if you have like just absolute and astounding levels of trust in your wing backs. And we have the luxury of being able to do that because our wing backs are just up and down the touchline all game, tireless, both good defensively, both like dynamic offensively. It's crazy. So honestly, as long as they're both in, it has to. I think it has to be Nuno Mendes and Porto at the same time. I think this formation can work definitely in certain specific situations, but like I don't think they can keep doing it regularly because of that, like it's gonna burn them out even more than the current system already does. Because you're like sacrificing the wingers and just going with like 2 roving forwards. Which like Pedro Gonçalves he's not really a traditional winger. He's kind of like a roving winger to begin with. Anyways, that's why this formation kind of suits him well too. I think Paulinho in the 2 midfielder system as the target man is probably the best situation to get the best out of him with like an informed Nuno sense, just like serving balls into him. But I think that the conversation that we had on the pod like a couple weeks ago about like has Nuno Santos been so out of form that like he should lose his spot? I think it's like potentially time to have the same conversation about Pot because it's been like multiple games now where he really hasn't performed that great. He missed a great chance, and maybe if he scores that chance, we think about his performance a little bit differently. But he didn't. I mean, yeah, I guess this applied to Thiago Tomas a little bit in the last game, right? We only forgive you if it goes in. So yeah, I think he's been like pretty sus, to be honest. And if they're gonna do this formation again, you truthfully can play Thiago Tomas and Paulinho at the same time as just like the 2 forwards, maybe, which wouldn't really be an option in the other system. But yeah. I think that he's probably not going to bench Pedro Gonçalves, but maybe this break, maybe get some form planned for the under-21s or something against some lower level competition or something, score a couple goals, get his confidence back up or something, because he needs a little something, you know?
Facts. And I actually agree. I think the only silver lining the Pot is that he's at least getting himself in the position to almost score at least, because he always has at least a half chance during a game.
He had the great touch too, and then the shot wasn't great. Like
was trash.
Yes, this was of the last like 3 or 4. This was the best, but like we've seen him, you know, bang him in, bro. Like he's gonna lose his top scoring spot, man, if he keeps slacking. Seferovic is only 2 back now, right? And he hasn't scored in like a month. Only one back.
Only one.
Yeah, and he hasn't scored in like a month, right? So he's in trouble there too.
Upot, he's got 15, and Seferovic, he's got 14.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Pot just hasn't been dropped yet because Tabata hasn't really shown anything when coming on, and
he has flashes too, but he's not consistent. Yeah,
exactly. But I 1,000% agree with that rhetoric. The only thing I want to add before going on to certain like key moments of this game is, and I fucking love João Palhinha. Like in the 22nd minute, the guy wins a tackle and celebrates it like he scored a goal. Yeah. Like that's the type of mentality that I've been.
He won so many tackles again.
Dude, he was all over the midfield, all over. And I'm a I'm a slut for a good center defensive mid. You know, like we've been lucky enough for Sporting. Like we've been, you know, we've had some really good CDMs over the years, and Padinha is just adding on to that list. And he stays with Sporting another year or two, and I say he's like one of the best we've ever had. On top of, you know, the Ratu, who shall not be named, that I've also loved, but Padinha has just been unreal. Maybe his passing ability isn't as good as Williams, for example, but I mean, the guy still had a laser shot. It went a bit wide, but the guy's like screaming for a goal, basically.
Palinga's got to have better finishing than William, though.
100%.
Every
Williams misses penalties.
Every Williams shot would go 40 yards over the bar. Every single one, dude. Palinga's, some of them go over, but they're close, and some of them are like almost bangers. Like there's a banger incoming, and William like was just never able to score the banger ever, you know, and or even really come close.
Yeah, but his vision was unreal. Like I'll give him that. But aside from that, anyways, I'm complimenting him too much. We'll go on to the game. Of course, the key moment, as Nuno mentioned earlier, the potential out of bounds goal. Basically, a few angles you can see maybe the ball going out, maybe not fully going out. Bia, I'll pass it off to you first. What are your thoughts? Should we have won this game 2-0?
I think that there's no concrete images. There's no actual proof because the images are it's too hard to tell. And I do believe that it did cross the sideline, but I think the rule states that when there's not enough reinsurance or enough certainty, the referee needs to give priority to the attack. So following the rules without the certainty, it should have been goal, but the decision is made, and I actually prefer to win just with one goal that is certain and it's clean than to have all those people, like all the other fans, going after, oh, you need some help to win games, so you need some estrelinha de sorte. No, we can win without any type of luck and with clean game, with clean goals. So I think it went all right. Could have been worse.
Agreed. How about you, Steph?
Well, I agree with everything what Beatriz said, but I've got to say something. The other friends, they still complain about Inas's goal. So
yep, I was about to mention that after that too.
They still complain. So I would take the goal, and Beatriz is totally correct, 100% correct. When in doubt, the VAR has to honor the goal. They shouldn't have canceled the goal because they were in doubt. They were not certain 100% that the ball actually crossed the sideline. But so the question is for Benfica? Is for Porto? Would they cancel that goal? That's the question that us fans, Sportingistas, we have to ask ourselves. Se fosse o Benfica, cancelavam golo. Se fosse o Porto, cancelavam golo. Uma merda.
We know the answer. So.
Yeah, and that's the problem, and that's why it's hard to swallow how easy it is to cancel goals for Sporting. But you wouldn't need the goal regardless. We won, but they tried even to cancel Inácio's goal. But the VAR, I mean, that shit is in slow motion. Then they have 16 different cameras, 16 different angles. They had to get it right, but I was very skeptical. I was like, they're going to cancel the goddamn goal, and it's not an offside. Even o Vidigal, he was a commentator na Sporting TV, he was saying, não, aquilo não é fora de jogo, é gol legal. And I'm like, olha, queres ver que vão cancelar esta merda? But they honored the goal, and I was very happy, and that was the winning goal. So, but they shouldn't have canceled that goal at all because they were in doubt. And they even o Jornal Record, a bola e o jogo, they all said that the VAR was in doubt.
Yeah, true. Over. How about you, Christian?
Yeah, there's no image that I saw that was conclusive enough to overturn it. So I'd love to see what the VAR was looking at that was conclusive enough to them. And honestly, I thought that yesterday, and then today I saw. I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was Man City Liverpool a year or two ago, a ball on the goal line, which they actually had we're talking goal line technology versus just camera angles here. But when you see the camera angle versus the VAR, the goal line technology, it's like the ball is like fucking 1 millimeter from fully crossing the goal line. And then you look at the camera angle and it's like you can't tell. You can't tell. So,
yeah, I'm only pulling up this photo here because that's like the best photo we kind of have. Shout out to Sam.
If anything, that convinces me that it's in, right? Can't
if you
tell.
zoom in, though, it looks like the ball is out. If you go on the group chat, Chris, and
how about this?
It does look like
that
it's
work?
Out. Yeah, you can sort of see it is out from that angle. That's why I think it was rightly called off. But like Beatriz said, if that goes in, then you have Benfica Porto fans saying, "Oh, you need help," and they're still saying it now. They'll say it about any goal. So, it was.
You think it's green between the ball and the white line?
I see a little bit of green. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad at this being called.
Yeah, but you can. In theory, though,
one of those
you
things,
could be able.
One of those,
you would be able. You could see
go
some
ahead.
green, right? Even if the ball was still in, right? So in
True.
theory,
it's one of those things that, like we mentioned, even with some of the offsides, like if you don't have the exact angle on it, like we don't have that forward-facing sort of camera on it, that it's kind of hard to tell. But I mean, so I'm not too mad at them calling it. I mean,
but it is
what it is. But
you know what you guys just did? You sounded like you had doubts. All of you. So there it is. So that's how, all of you, every single one said, "Oh, maybe this, maybe that." It's called having a doubt. So then he shouldn't have been canceled.
And the other angle that they showed too from behind him, you can't really tell anything at all.
Shitty image, shitty one.
It's just it's lovely that VAR at least works when it comes to Sporting scoring a goal. You know, there's certain other teams, they dive on the floor for a penalty last week and nada. But it is what it is. Going on to the second goal, I mean, Steph already mentioned, or Sam, I haven't even fully asked you. So you're of the opinion, I'm assuming this was rightly called, right?
Yeah, for me, I personally don't think there's a doubt that's out, but I do get what you're saying. But I think that ball's out.
Fair enough. And let's go on to our goal. Is there any sort of offside, any sort of foul on winning the header, Sam? What do you think?
No, it was clean to me. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I definitely thought it was either a foul or offside. But then when you looked at that replay, it all seemed clean to me. There's nothing in that makes me think, oh, that should have been ruled out, because it looks like, to me anyway, the two Guimarães players sort of clash into each other, and that's what caused that little mix-up in the middle. And there's no sort of offside there, so I think for me that's 100% clean.
Fair enough. Bia, do you have the same opinion?
Exactly the same opinion. In the beginning, it seemed a little bit weird because it all moved so fast, and it was a lot of plays in that one goal. But when watching it all through VAR, it's clean as it can be, no doubts.
Yeah, I agree. Steph, you already mentioned that you're glad it was that the goal was validated. So you obviously agree that it's clean. Christian, any sort of altering opinion here? I don't think so though. But
no. At first I thought maybe Fadal, who was the one who didn't head the ball but still went for it, could have been off. But he was on too, so everyone's on. And that is, did that go down as a Palhinha assist? Because it's very close, but I don't think.
I think it did. Yeah.
It did. All right, that is good for him, because that is definitely sus, because I'm pretty sure the defender heads it, but it's close. Too tough to tell. I didn't know if they ended up giving it to him or not. So, all right, good for our boy. He got the assist. And, it's a clean goal.
Agreed. I'm trying to think of any more actions that had in the game to talk about. We sort of mentioned Paulinho. Anything you guys can think of that I'm not thinking of?
That Paulinho miss maybe at the end. I mean, it was nearly full time, but like that was bad. I thought it was going in. Like just before it left his boot, I was like, "There's no way this isn't going." It was going to go top corner, and it literally went straight into orbit, and I was like, for fuck's sake, man. It makes it harder to defend the guy. But I know we talked about a little bit about it earlier, but I do reckon he will get into that form. You know, he just come off an injury, a new team, a new club, a new tactic. I mean, I think hopefully he'll start to kick on, or he'll join the Thiago Tomas slander club. It will be Thiago Tomas and Paulinho.
The slander for him is going to be a lot worse if it keeps going on like this. We can excuse this because he's rusty, he hasn't played in a month. But, bro, like, you can't keep doing that
if
forever.
That's 0-0 and he does that.
Yeah.
He will not recover from that.
Thiago Tomas didn't cost 13 million. Thiago Tomas was free, baby.
Sort of to Juicebox, I'll mention this earlier. I'll ask all of you guys. I mean, over or under 2 goals from Paulinho until now or the end of the season. I'll bump it up to 5 because I think he's gonna get 2.
That's a stretch.
So 5.5 is the over under we're taking.
Yeah, I'll go with under 5.
Under.
Like he'll just hit 5.
How about set it at 2.5? That's honestly 2.5.
Over
5.
Over as well.
Yeah, I'll say 4 goals.
4 goals.
I reckon 5. I reckon he'll get there. I reckon he'll score at least 2 in one game, hopefully.
Exactly. We still have 10 games left. Even if we win, even if we win in 7, hopefully, let's knock on wood here.
There's got to be a blowout game. There's got to be a stat boosting game one of these games. Are they going to win every game 1-0?
Lauren has us beating Belenenstad 7-0. I'm sure he'll get 5 goals there. You know what I mean?
Stat booster against Belenenstad.
He's saving himself. He's saving himself for Braga.
Yeah. That would be the nice one. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first.
Is David on today? No.
David? Oh no, I don't think. I think he's still He might be a little hungover from the morning.
Did you see him singing inside the truck, driving the truck?
Yep.
Yeah.
Demise, man.
I didn't know Braga fans even sung that, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he's the only one because most of them
they're part time.
They're part time, but they break it in simplifications. You're right about
that. Guys, man of the match. Mine is I think obvious. I already mentioned it. João Palhinha. I love the guy. I want him to have my babies if it was possible.
Eu já sabia, meu. Tava a desconfiar.
And of course, my internet cuts off just as I say that.
He's taken.
Am I back yet?
You're back.
Bro, it's so sus they cut him off.
Am I back?
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying, bro. So sus they cut me off. Bia, man of the match.
I think it needs to be Palhinha. He plays every game with so much dedication, and he shows that he'll not only plays as a professional player, but he loves the club and he goes that extra mile. And that's what I like to see on my players, and what I always said when I support the youth coming from inside the formation. So I think he's a great player, and he really showed what he's worth.
Facts. Steph?
Inácio. No pode ser outro. Inácio,
he had a great game.
I mean, he basically made us forget about Coates for that game. If he plays Coates quite well and he scored the winner, Inácio. And even though he wasn't called for the under-21 and the 18 because Fernando Santos, he had a second chance to redeem himself, and he still called Net. I'm happy for Net because he's one of our players, and he prefers experience over youth and the future. Mas é o Inácio. O Inácio é aquela máquina.
Agreed. And I just want a quick little side note because of your last podcast, guys, on Inácio being a CDM. Maybe because I wasn't convinced when you guys first said it, but his passing this game, unreal. So I'm actually more leaning towards that. I kind of agree. I think it was you, Sam, that said it. But anyway, Sam, who's your man of the match?
You know how I usually want to go like the opposite route to everyone else, but I think that means for me, if I were to do that, I'd probably have to pick
Tomas, let's go.
So I'm not sticking with Palhinha.
How about you, Chris?
So I'm gonna go the opposite route. I'm gonna take the Sam route this week. So basically, in the same logic of Inácio perfectly filled in for Coates with his distribution and everything, Neto filled in for Inacio. Excellently. Seamlessly filled in.
Yeah, he did.
Wasn't a liability. Got a booking for honestly no reason. That's a good Neto game right there. Got called up. That's why I got the jersey hanging. Neto, man of the match.
And on Neto, we might as well mention, as it was mentioned, he has been called up in replacement of injured Pep. I mean, Steph, you've sort of mentioned it. You think Inacio should have got called up instead of him?
At least to the under-21 team, without a doubt, he deserves that. I don't know why Rui Jorge didn't call him. I think it was a bad move by Rui Jorge, a brain fart. Because the under-21, you're supposed to call the best players at the moment, and Inacio is one of the best players at the moment. He should have been at least called for the under-21, and Fernando Santos should have promoted someone from the under-21 to the A squad. But eu não sou treinador de nível 4. What the fuck do I know?
És fraude.
Sou eu e o Ruben Amorim, caralho. Somos fraudes, caralho.
Bia, what are your thoughts on Neto getting called up?
I think is a strong player, but my only issue with the whole situation is not why he was called, but because he was called. I really don't believe this sudden Pep's injuries. I know he only played the first half in the last Porto game, but I do believe that this is more of a strategy for Porto to preserve Pep, since he's not in his youngest days, and he has been a key and fundamental player in the Champions. And now Porto, to be realistic, the only thing that they have to do in terms of games and achievements this season, it's Champions, the only thing that only depends on themselves. So in the league, they depend on Sporting losing, but in the Champions, they need to show themselves, and they're only reliable on them. So I do believe that this sudden decision comes in the sense of preserving Pep for Champions and not putting him at risk or at any more exposure.
Ouve lá, grande teoria. I like it.
No, that's
conspiracy.
If he let's just say he's out for he has a week-long injury. It's maybe he's not fit to play Azerbaijan on Wednesday, but he's probably fit to play Serbia on Saturday and Luxembourg the following Tuesday. He could play probably 2 of those 3 games, but it is a good excuse to get him out of all 3, though. I'm not gonna lie. A very good excuse to get him out of all 3, because he probably would have started and played probably
most of them.
Most of those games. If he started, he would have played the whole game, right? So probably takes 180 minutes off his legs.
I kind of agree with Beatriz. I didn't think about it like that, but when they said that a mulzam muscular, it smelled like bullshit.
Well, he came out of the game
got
too,
off, though.
So,
yeah, exactly.
No, it's
I believe
there's
something. There's a niggle there, but whether it's enough to take him out for, like Christian was saying, 2 weeks, I don't know.
Yeah.
It may be something, but not that serious.
Yes.
It brought us Neto, though. So
if Porto was playing Chelsea, you think he would have left?
If Porto wasn't playing Chelsea?
If they were playing Chelsea that game instead of Portimonense, if it was Chelsea.
I don't know. I can start to tell. He did seem like he was in pain. And they do need to win every game. Was it 0-0 at the point, or was it 1-0? I can't remember now. I think it was still 0-0.
This is a better question. If the game Wednesday was Porto-Chelsea instead of Portugal-Azerbaijan, would he play?
Yes, certainly.
On Wednesday, yeah.
On Wednesday, it's like a Champions League night,
Com aquele spray milagroso,
I mean, that saved Paulinho's arm from breaking. So maybe.
Right. Mended bones, crazy.
I already ordered a box.
Any thoughts on this, Sam? Do you think Inacio also got snubbed? I personally, I think this was the right decision. Take Neto. Let Inacio chill out in Lisbon. Enjoy the sun.
Yeah, I mean, I can 100% see why Inacio wasn't picked. He's still young. He's not got that. I don't think he's ready for it yet. He's a good player, but I don't think he's ready. And I believe Neto was only chosen because of experience. Pepe will say what you want about him as a player. it's the experience factor. I can't think of anyone else that could have been brought up. There's Ruben Semedo, which I would probably say is better than Luis Neto, playing every game in the Champions League at the moment before they go knocked out. But for me, I think it's just an experience thing. I don't know why he's been picked, honestly. I'm glad he is because it represents us, but it doesn't make sense to me, honestly.
You know who you sound like?
Who?
Ooh, JJ.
Wow, that's mean. That's mean.
The only good player that Benfica has in the youth is Diogo. Everybody else, pode ir para caraças. Basically, that's what he said. Anyway, I know now you're a JJ's fan, but go ahead.
No, never.
Sam, would you also play a left winger at left back, or?
You never know. Yeah, it might go. I reckon you could actually do a good job there, but maybe not Bernardo Silva.
I think you're right. I think you're right, Steph. I think he is a JJ fan. Just kidding.
If Neto didn't play in this game because of Coates's suspension, would he have been called up in the pinch? It would be.
I think so.
I do not think so. There's no fucking way they would have picked a guy who hadn't played in 2 months.
So who then?
They would have picked
saying Ruben Smith was injured, so
Manafá. They always cry about Manafá. I don't know, man.
Well, Manafá, not even
Portuguese. He's not a center back though.
Portuguese don't even like him.
No, they like him now. My buddy Patrick loves him now.
Nah.
Yeah, they love him now. They cried
him
after the national team.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it would have been way more insane.
Paulo Oliveira, I don't know if he's doing well at the moment.
True, that's a good shout.
I always like
it. Is he a Granada? Oh, Paulo Oliveira.
Ibar.
Yeah, Ibar. Yeah, I don't know. Would have been.
Font is already called. Yeah,
sketchier.
Bruno Alves, maybe. I don't know what he's doing at the moment, but
he's balling.
He is. He's captaining Hellas Verona, I think.
No, Parma, but they're getting relegated.
Parma. Yes, Parma.
Yeah, he's still playing.
So not balling then.
But he himself as balling, considering he's like 38 and still playing like every minute and like scores 1 good free kick a year still.
Yeah, true.
True. All right, Steph. I hope I'm not putting you on the hot seat again, but I missed you, Mudalidad. I missed you in general. I think we all can say that, but Mudalidads, man. You've been slacking the past few weeks, and now it's time for you to fucking shine, my friend.
I know. I'm not like Utigas because he's the expert in Mudalidades, the way he does it, the speed and everything. It's amazing. But, I'll get by. So first and foremost, to our ladies and men in Cortamat, we were champions of Portugal. So congrats to them. Well done. So just to give you a little quick recap, masculines, we had Rui Teixeira in second place, Fernando Serrão in 5th place, Miguel Marques in 10th place, Ruben Amaral in 11th place, Rui Pedro Silva in 14th place, Licinio Pimentel in 26th place, and Elder Santos in 32nd place. All that combined together gave us the title. So congratulations, which was a total of 28 points. So the least, the better for the Cortamat. And then for the ladies, we had Caracel Merrocha in 1st place, Sara Moreira in 2nd place, Catarina Ribeiro in 3rd place, Jessica Augusto in 4th place. We basically dominated. In 10th place, Inês Monteiro, and last but not least, Beatriz Rodrigues in 15th place, and they finished with 10 points. So congratulations, and I'm really, really proud of them. Because track and field in the sporting world, they the ones who gives us the most titles. If you guys didn't know that. Basketball, we won at no Galinheiro. We went to Benfica. We spanked them 87-75. We're better than them in that aspect. So congrats to our boys. Well done and awesome game. And then we played the following a couple of days later against Gaeta. That's from not too far from my hometown. That's around the vicinity of Aveiro. We won 97-68 at home against Gaeta. So we remain in 1st place. And that's good because I think there's only 5 games left. And we want to have the home court advantage. Also, the next game will be against Guimarães in the quarterfinals of the Portuguese Cup, which will be the 28th on Sunday. Masculino, we won against Vitória 1-0. Of course, the B team, we won against the third place in our division in the G group, 2-0 against Oriental do Dragão. 2 goals by, 1 goal by Plata and another one by Luis Felipe. Both were beautiful goals. Our ladies went to Famalicão in a very, very, very tough game. Whoever pays attention to Liga BPE, which I do, I did watch the game. Our ladies, they scored at the very last minute, 89th minute, Raquel, which was their birthday, and on a header, she scored, and we remain in first place, 1 point ahead of Sporting Lisboa Benfica. So we still have, I think this was the 7th game, a total of 14 games, so we still have 7 games left. So still a long season to go. Futsal, our boys went to, we see Portimonense, and we spanked them 10-0. Wow. We remain in first place. And after the tie against Benfica that Chris spoke about last podcast, we remain with the home field advantage, which that's a key, very important, because typically the final of the playoffs, it's always Sporting and Benfica, and we always go to the Negra, the last game, and playing at home, even without the fans, it's better than playing at the Galinheiro. And then Feminino in OK Patins, we won 4-2 away. Masculinos, OK Patins, we won 7-3 against Riba Apps. So slowly we're climbing up. We're in third place. We went a couple games behind the second place, but we're too far away from Porto in first place. But if we finish in second place this year, will be a different format. It's playoffs. Then we'll play against the team in the 7th place. Last but not least, we won 6-1. Our ladies won 6-1 against São Joanense. And rugby, very important game. Our ladies won 23-14 against SC Porto, which put us in the final against Sporting Lisboa Benfica, which I believe will be played on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong.
I saw they were giving debuts to like 15-year-olds in that.
Yes, true.
Crazy.
Yeah. And Tennis de Mesa, since I have the score in front of me, I'll say it. Sporting won. No, we lost. We lost 3-2. Our ladies against Universidade de Sebastianense FC. Epá, eu nem sei onde é que isso fica.
Same.
But I gotta tell you, that's pretty bad. We lost against some little team. I don't even know where they belong. And that's all oh no. Epa, peraí, cara.
Hey, you forgot basket.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mas peraí, cara. Peraí, tava aqui com uma pressa do caralho.
He's rusty. He's rusty.
Yeah, we lost against Benfica in volleyball 3-0, 3-0, and 3-0. So the game we had to win was in the final Cup of Portugal, and we won. And that was
Steph, how did we win that game? Because we just got so not only did we get swept 3-0 in the series, but I think 2 of those games we also got swept 3-0 in the game. So it's like, how the fuck did we beat them in that final? Like, that seems even more incredible now.
Because if you watch volleyball, it's all about the small details, and in that game, Sporting, the small details were falling on our side. So that was the game to win.
Is that like a miracle win, though? Like,
yes, it was, because
I wish we celebrated it more at the time, because I didn't really fully realize the accomplishment that it was.
Yeah, the last time we won the Portuguese Cup in volleyball was 26 years ago. So Sporting, by winning against Benfica, it was a big deal because they have doubled the budget for their team than our team. Our team, compared to, they have a superstar team. So what we did was a miracle, and that was the game to win, because best out of 5, I knew Sporting had no chance against Benfica, because they do have the better team. Like in basketball, we have the better team, but in volleyball, Benfica has a better team, and nothing to say against that, you know. But our ladies, they beat Leixões at home twice, 3-1 and 3-0. So we're going back to Leixões on Wednesday. And if we win on Wednesday against Leções, we'll go to the final, most likely against AGM Football Club Porto, because they up to 2-0, I believe. Or I think they won 3-0 against Benfica. The Benfica ladies, they're not as good as the men. So it looks like the final should be Sporting contra AGM Football Club Porto. But Leções, they have a good team. They were sneaky. They contrataram uma brasileira at the last minute, just for the last games. And she's phenomenal. I forget her
They
name.
just signed someone off the
Yeah.
street?
Yep, they just did.
Bro?
I've actually
Apparently,
heard about this.
it's legal because they're the champions in title. Foram os campeões do ano passado.
Where'd they get her from? Brazil?
I think so. Yeah, she's a Brazilian international. But our girls, they've been tough and they've been determined and persistent, and they won back-to-back wins at home. So I believe that the Leções will be able to win again. But the problem in Leções is that no pavilhão, they insulted our ladies. They were attacking them verbally. They were pretty nasty, and I blame that on the PSP. The Portuguese police in Portugal, they're a fucking joke. Instead of controlling the situation, there's not even fans. They allow the dirigentes do Leções insultar our ladies, which that was pretty disturbing, calling them very nasty names. And I was watching that game, and I was like, I can't believe this shit is going on in the 21st century in Portugal. E tá ali o filho da puta da polícia não fez merda nenhuma. It bothers me because it was all ladies, and it showed very low class from the Leções dirigentes. So I hope we go over there and we win in a very convincing way, because Leções has lost all the respect from me because of the way this dirigentes insulting our ladies. It did bother me a lot, actually, a lot. And that's all I got.
I
Fair
think
enough.
just one important thing to mention in futsal, this was João Matos game number 600
yes.
with Sporting by his side. So I think it's very important to give a shout out to him, a great player and a great captain.
Agreed.
Facts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of games.
A lot of games.
All this with the same club. All this que dedicação. I love that.
We're actually not 100% past modalidades. I'm going to pass it to Christian because he has a little update on our Den of Lions, which is our modalidades here for Sporting160EN.
Yeah,
He actually went out to a game.
I guess we could start considering that a modalidad. Yeah, I went out to a game this past weekend. They played Lehigh Valley, their first game of their EDP season, which is just like their regular season. And they won 4-3. Went down 1-0. Stormed back 3-1. Kind of other team got a bullshit goal, 3-2. Wasn't that close. 4-2, game sealed. They got another PK in like the 90th minute to make it seem closer than it was. But yeah, 4-3 win, 1-0 to start the season. But the most important thing for them is this upcoming weekend. They're going to one of the top tournaments in like the entire United States. It's called the Jefferson Cup. And they are in the top bracket for their age group, U18. And they're playing a couple really good teams. So one of the teams they're playing is from Western Pennsylvania. They're the Region 1 champions, and they're the national runner-up currently, number 3 in the nation. And they're also playing a team from Florida who's currently ranked number 2 in Florida and 26th in the country. So also to think about the craziness of this, right? Teams are flying from Florida to Virginia, from California to Virginia, Texas, everywhere around the country to play this tournament. So this tournament's a really fucking big deal. And yeah, they're playing the number 3 team in the country from Western Pennsylvania, number 26 team from Florida, and then they're playing another team from North Carolina who there's like no info on them, so I don't know what to expect. They're obviously good if they're in the top bracket of this tournament. So yeah, that starts, I believe, Friday, if not Friday, Saturday. And the first game is against the number 3 team in the country. So early test for Dental Lions, possibly the best team they've ever played. So yeah, exciting to see what happens.
Hey, Danny, really fast. The Utigas is coming up with a brand new podcast called Voz das Modalidades. So give him a follow. because he's really good with modalidades, much better than I am. He has a PhD degree, a level 4. So ele tem
Certified.
certificados todos. No problem with a PAF and a TAF. E os caras que os fodam. So he's good to go. I'm going to follow him for sure. Voz
I already have.
Don't forget.
Facts, yes. Everybody go follow Tigas and the new podcast. We got Andre Marques, the coach of Den Lions, in the chat. Best of luck, Andre and the boys. I forget the kid's name, but there's a kid on Den of Lions that wears goggles. That's an absolute baller.
Yeah, yo, he scored 2 bangers this weekend. Like
I seen one of them.
Good, yeah.
That Andres sent. He just adds on to the theory that I have that if you play soccer, football, whatever with goggles, you're a baller. Point blank. Period. I have not met one person who isn't a baller by playing with goggles. So yeah, best of luck, guys. And yeah, we'll move on to previews and predictions of our next game. That's in 2 weeks, I think, right? The 3rd or 4th of April against Moreirense and in Moreira de Cónegos, right?
Yep.
Not at home. So yeah, Bia, I'll pass it off to you first. What is your predictions, previews, thoughts on this upcoming game?
I feel like overall it's going to be a win for Sporting. We are coming up with now 3 wins, and the last tie was with Porto, but we're confident. Moreirense has got, the last one was a loss, and already 2 losses, 1 tie, and only 2 wins. The last 5 games against Sporting, we always won, except for 1 game that we tied by 0. But I believe that we are on a good way, and maybe just 3-1, like they were saying in the beginning. 3-1, good win.
Agreed. Sam, how about you?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I'm going to correct myself because I said high line. I meant to say Moreirense will probably play a low line, park the bus. I feel like it'll be another one of those games that we've had the last few weeks, apart from the Guimarães game. I feel like it's going to be a tough game for us. I think it's probably going to be like a 1-0 scrappy victory. Obviously, I hope it could be easy, but I don't think they're going to let it be easy. Amorim said before, these teams aren't coming to Sporting to get 3 points. They're happy with the 1. So I think it's going to be a 1-0, and hopefully the boy Paulinho scores. But yeah, 1-0, I reckon.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. How about you, Steph?
I think it's going to be a 2-0. I think Paulinho will start off the bench. It's going to be a goal of Tete. He's not paying attention.
Say it louder. I don't think Sam heard you yet.
I think it's going to be Tete and Daniel Bergança. I think Daniel Bergança is going to start again because he played really well against a team that likes to park the bus. He did show that he wasn't ready for 90 minutes. But if we play him for 65 minutes, 70 minutes around that time, I think it'll be more beneficial for Sporting. So 2-0. I go from Tete and I go from Paulinho.
I like it. How about you, Christian?
Yeah, so it's tough to not predict 1-0. I'm gonna say we get a little bit of breathing room in this one, and it's 2-0. And the second goal comes before the 70th minute. So we're feeling chiller than we have recently. I'm gonna say Pedro Gonçalves gets back on the score sheet because I think we all need that to happen, and we're trying to manifest that. And second one, yeah. I'm going to have to say hopefully this happens, but I don't think he'll start again. Well, maybe he will because he'll have a little bit more time to acclimate and such. But hopefully our guy Paulinho scores. Guy needs one to deflect off his shin or something, just hit the back of the net. Because I feel like he was, not going to lie, he was kind of coming off a drought for Braga, right? He had a couple critical assists for them in his last games for them, but he was on a multiple game, 5-6 game drought or something. And then probably double that now, right? He's probably approaching double digits, if not already hit double digits without scoring. Like, guy needs a goal. Let's get him a fucking goal.
Yeah, I agree. They are coming off a 3-0 loss to Paços Ferreira. I hope we can pile on the misery. I'm going to go with another 3-0 loss for Moreirense. I'm going to continue the good vibes that we're sending. So good vibes to Paulinho. Paulinho's going to get a goal. My boy Tete is going to get a goal, and Coates is going to get a goal in like the 92nd minute or some shit like that. I think that is it. Bia, I just want to thank you again for coming on. It's been a true honor having you on. We do appreciate it. And
the pleasure is all mine. Man. Always great to come.
Well, we could say really fast the results of the national team. It's only really
fair enough.
Just predictions. That's all. So we can barely touch it.
Yeah, 7-0 against Azerbaijan.
Oh, that's good, buddy. I mean, I'm a looker, right?
Alex gets 2 goals. I'm calling it now.
Yo, Ronaldo needs like 7 goals or something to catch Ali Dele or whatever that guy's name is. So this is a good game to pile on. Get those stats up. Same with Luxembourg. Ronaldo. Give it to Ronaldo. Get those stats up, baby.
But we've had tough games against Luxembourg in Luxembourg.
They did. They did play us hard once. But we've also destroyed them a couple other times.
So Portugal, Azerbaijan. Beatriz, what do you think?
I'm not saying 7 because I think it's way too stretch, too big. Maybe 4-0.
Okay.
4-0.
4-0. Danny.
I'm 7. You think I'm kidding here? 7-0, guys.
Put a bet on it.
365 right now. 365 right now. Alex is getting a brace, and we're winning 7-0.
Okay.
You owe me 5% of the bet.
Newspapers are gonna be wet, dude.
A baller? Oh my god.
Sam, what do you think?
I think it'll be 3-0, and I think our boy Luis Neto will get on the score sheet coming off the bench.
Buddy, he's not getting off the bench, let alone the score sheet.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's coming on to score like in the 90th minute with a header or like some deflection shit. I'm calling it.
Chris.
I like 4-0. I agree with that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say 3-0 and Paulinho scores.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay, next game, Serbia, Portugal. Beatriz.
Serbia, I'll say maybe we'll win by 2-1 goal by Serbia. I think it's going to be a little more tighter in that game.
Okay, so 2-1 for Beatriz. Chris?
Yeah, that one will probably be a bit closer. 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1.
Sam?
I reckon 1-0. I think Serbia are will be too aggressive for us to score any more than one. So I think it'll be 1-0. And Nuno Mendes on the score sheet this time. There's a pattern emerging.
The winner.
I know. And Danny, I saved you for last because I know you're going to give me some stupid score line.
7. No, I'm kidding. I was actually going to go 2-1. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 2-1. But Andres Silva is going to get both goals this time.
He's doing great in the Bundesliga.
I'm calling bear braces. He is doing great, actually.
I think he's got 26 goals.
I think if he's 20, not ahead of Lewandowski, he's
he might have 26 in all comps. He has 20 in the Bundesliga.
But am I right in saying he's like right behind Lewandowski? Right?
No, he's got 36 with Lewandowski.
For this, never mind.
Yeah. He's 6 goals off the all-time Frankfurt record.
Yeah, he's 36. Yeah, o Polaco está a dar este ano. He's going to win the Golden Ball again. They are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Yeah, they have
to win the Champions League.
Yeah. Messi and Ronaldo don't have enough games.
No.
He has 21 goals, same as Haaland, though. So, but yeah, Lewandowski has 35. Mil deals.
35, yeah. He just scored a hat-trick in the last game.
Yeah, I seen. My boy Alphonso Davies with the red card.
Yikes.
I heard he's coming to Sporting.
It didn't matter. Alphonso Davies.
Wow.
I would love that.
We missed our chance. Our chances when he was 15 playing for Whitecaps.
Exactly. No, even still, we couldn't afford him. He went for like 18 mil.
Well, I'm gonna say Portugal wins in Serbia 3-0. And then the last but not least, it's Luxembourg, Portugal. Danny, I'll start with you now.
I wanted to say 7-0 again because Luxembourg kind of sucks.
They're definitely worse than
we'll,
Azerbaijan, I feel like.
Yeah, and if it's in Luxembourg, especially with the Portuguese community, I feel like Portugal might want to put on a show.
They have a couple. They have a couple Luso-American players. Luso.
Yeah.
Luxembourg, whatever, right?
It'll probably be turf though, Danny.
Oh
turf
yeah, the last time it was a turf.
Yeah, it was a turf field last time.
Which is way different because our ladies when they played
we did absolutely fuck Lithuania on a turf field though. So
we did. But that's how you get injured on your ACLs.
I know. Bro, I don't know. I'm gonna go with like a 5-0, a 5-1. They might like leak in a goal just for fun. Like they'll get like Rui Silva or something in that, and he'll leak in a goal or something. Yeah, I'll say 5-1.
Okay. Sam?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 3-0. 1 goal from Palhinha and 2 goals from a future Sporting player, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Wishful thinking. I like that. Chris?
Hey, his mom held up a jersey having Cristiano in the back, so I don't know.
If it was up to his mom, he would come.
Yeah, he would be there.
Holding up a Tabata jersey, bro.
I was gonna say.
I think Tabata would gladly give him his jersey. I don't think he would.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
I mean, money is not a problem for Ronaldo. I don't see why he doesn't come to Sporting, seriously speaking. Chris, go ahead.
This will be the big one. I'm gonna go 6-0 this one. Ronaldo hat trick, stat booster for him.
I like that. Beatriz?
I'll say a 5-1 because I believe they'll score just 1 goal, but it's gonna be a show.
Yeah, I think it'll be 4-0. And no, 4-1. One of the Luxembourguese will score against us, and everybody will be happy. Yeah, you can have tudo reis português as you can act. And that's all I got, Danny. You can take it away.
Bring us home.
Bring us home. Always at the wheel. Danny at the wheel as always. Bia, again, thank you for joining us. It's been a real pleasure having you on. A real good conversation. Yeah. Hopefully have you on sometime in the near future again. A special shout out to everybody in the chat as always. Our boy Daniel Gonçalves, Lauren Jenks, Juicebox Leal, Jose Costa Jorge from Down Under. I know we had Richard Neves, Andre Marques. We had New York's Finest in the chat. We had Paul Costa. Who else is down here? Jordan Bentiker, of course. Brian Regu, José Pimentão, Pimenta, I should say. Jeffrey Aguiar. Who else am I missing? Everybody else that was in Twitter, thank you for asking your questions.
Especially Sam, thank you for asking that question.
Sam, fuck you. First and foremost. I'm just mad I didn't get it until I was like, yeah, doesn't this mean corn? Like, what is he calling it, corn here? Fuck, man. Get another blunder from me. But yeah, it's been a real pleasure, guys. Follow us on Twitter at Sporting160_EN. Follow us on. There was a comment last podcast wanting us to be on TikTok. Follow us on. Who wants to see some TikTok dances? You know, like just kidding. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, Sporting160EN, Facebook, Sporting160EN. You know the vibes. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. And
Beatriz, your English is impeccable.
Impeccable.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I paid a lot of money for this. A lot of you studying.
Good investment.
Ciao, viva Sporting!
Viva Sporting!